Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and this time it's model molded in 135 scale. So it's a truck and it's a so-called G917T. So here we get the Truppenluftschutzwagen, which is quite an interesting modification of this German truck, because as you can see we have the AA gun here on the rear part, and it might be a good start for some diorama ideas, and even as the solo project it might be fun. So this kit number 35408 is something what I have here in the final shape, and it also means that you will be getting exactly the same thing if you order it, for example, from Modelimex. So first of all, here you can notice that the box size is standard for such type of the release from ICM. We have box art really nice here, and on the side you can see also some information about the kit. So it's written here that we have 275 parts and the length will be 189 millimeters, and also we have some description about what we have here. So it's a flag 38 on the back, and of course the marking options are shown on the opposite side. As you can see, these are more or less generic markings, so these are typical German paint camouflages, but obviously you can enhance it with something like a weathering or maybe checking some reference material. It might help you to get some additional ideas. So what I'm doing right now, I'm cutting through the plastic tape. It's made in purpose in order to show you that the box was not open. So if the seals are broken, obviously it means that somebody was checking the kit before you. And if you're interested in the previous versions of this truck, you can find it easily on the same YouTube channel which you are watching right now. So this is a top opening box, and I just need to remove this flexible top cover from the top, and then all the parts, they are packed into one plastic bag. So just give me a second. Actually there are two plastic bags, and that's because we get the flag packed separately, and probably we will start with flag and then gradually we will continue with the truck parts as well. So just give me a second. Okay, so what do we have here? First of all, we have pair of identical plastic sprues. So I will show you only one, even though it's written A and B sprues, but as you can see the difference is really minor. Okay, let's check them both, because the difference is in the ammo magazines. So I will just zoom in so that you can see what I'm talking about here. And you can notice that here we have the parts for the main body, let's say, also armor panels, but probably you can assemble the version with or without armor panels, so this might be handy for some build ideas. Here you can see also the magazines and a lot of small parts, so do not be fooled by 135 scale. It's still might take some time and precision in order to get everything in place. And here we can see more of the small parts, and this is not a bad thing in my opinion. In 135 scale it's more than welcome, but you just need to be careful while building such stuff, because otherwise you might end up with a not that precise fitment of the parts as well. And in case you are wondering how the flag will be installed, so here is the set of the new parts specifically for the truck. As you can see, the new plate which has this special stops for the flag legs, and overall it looks like a more or less simple structure, but it will be benefiting if you will invest some time into properly painting and weathering it. Next we continue with two plastic sprues. These are the small ones. As you can see here we have some ammo boxes probably, so they should be assembled out of separate panels. And what was interesting is that the handles were pre-molded, so it's a first candidate for some minor improvement in case you would like to add a visual interest to your truck. Now I'm opening another plastic bag, so just give me a second. So here we have the truck parts, and obviously there is one more plastic bag inside, so just give me a second again. And the third plastic bag, the smallest one, is used for the clear parts. So here you can see them. Let's close the lenses a bit. These are the glasses for the front cap, so nothing surprising. Molding quality looks good. And the only question if we get the masking templates, just like in some other kits from ICM. Here we start with the first gray plastic parts for the truck. So let's zoom out. And now you can see that here we have the front cap panels. We have also the separate doors here. And also we have the separate bonnet here. All of these things might be handy for some diorama ideas, because this way you can open them or expose something inside. But overall, the design and the structure of this front cap, they are quite nice. And I think it won't be problematic to build them. Here from the opposite side you can see that we have also the guiding elements. This will be handy for the proper position of the items inside. Next, we continue with the front section, and I guess these are the parts which will be used. Why I was confused, because I was trying to understand why we get another bonnet, but as you can see we have here a slightly different radiator grille, the bonnet cover itself, the side fenders. Here we have also the leaf springs, the side panels for the rear section, the wheel axles here, and even the main chassis bar here. So all of this stuff, I suppose it will be used, so pay attention to how these parts will be installed on the truck. Next, we continue also with more panels for the rear section, another bar for the main chassis, and everything looks fine. There is no wooden texture, but this is somewhat expected, and in case you would like to have a bit more convincing wooden appearance, then you can invest your time into proper painting, and then you will get a bit more, I would say, realistic look. Next, we continue with the frame A. So here we get exactly the engine and the gearbox, and also the radiator grille, and also some minor suspension parts and interior parts. Everything looking good. It's just a matter of getting all of this stuff together and maybe exposing some of them, because it would be shame to hide, for example, this engine under the bonnet. But again, the final decision is after you. Maybe you don't need it, then it will just speed up the assembly process, because you can just apply the basic paint scheme and call it done. Next, we have the final gray plastic sprue, and what is good here is that we get the plastic wheels. So this thing, I'm always happy to see it in 1/35 scale instead of the vinyl tires. We also get the panels for the rear section again, but I guess some of them will not be used because of the flag version, which does not have the side panels on the rear section. And next, we have also the, just give me a second, the decals. So we get 2 decal sheets, and here I guess I will have to zoom in so that you can see them. That's the first one, and then we have also the second one here. And as you can see, printing quality looks rather nice, so here I don't have anything to complain about. And usually ICM decals are easy to apply, so you shouldn't be worried that you will be having any issues with this. Next, we continue with assembly manual. So it comes like this, like a large color printed brochure here. So we have short history note and technical specifications, also the paint chart, and next here you can see the parts map. And note how many parts are actually marked with the red color. So this means that they will not be used, but this is rather surprising that so many parts will actually stay on the frames. And here we start assembly with the wheel axle, and as you can see, all of the wheel axles are assembled in advance. Then you continue with an engine and also the main chassis. And on the next page, if I open this next page here, you can see the wheel axles installation, the spare wheel, also some special supports for the front cap and exhaust. Here we continue with the front cap assembly, and as you can see, we are using exactly this different version of the front grille, as we were saying during checking the plastic parts. And next is the steering wheel and steering column. Here we have also the doors and some Pioneer tools being installed on the bonnet. Next we continue with the rear section. So that's exactly what I was talking about. As you can see, there are no side panels whatsoever. And also here you can see some supports being folded. I guess that's done for the flag version, but it's also the question whether you can assemble it with the extended canopy and hidden flag. That might be also an interesting build. So flag has the separate page for the assembly, but as you can see, it's pretty much the same as what we saw for the separate kit release. You can also assemble the version with or without armor. And here, by the way, you can see how the support for the flag will be assembled, and then it just inserted on the top of the rear panel of the truck. Here you can see the first marking option, And next page shows you the second marking option for this truck. But as I said, it might be worth checking some reference material or maybe even playing with some what-if markings for this German camouflage on the truck. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, so write it here in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.